granted.
Good day everyone! For today's video, we will talk about the telepresence and video conferencing, history, definition, and how does it work. But before we proceed to that, let me introduce myself and my other groupmate. I am Paradilia Dimple from 2 Delta.
I'm Makatangay Kent Robic from 2 Delta.
And now that we have introduced ourselves to you, let us talk about the telepresence and video conferencing, history, definition, and how does it work.
Access granted.
The term telepresence was first used in the context of teleoperation by Marvin Minsky in a bold 1979 funding proposal toward a remotely manned energy and production economy, the essentials of which were laid down in his classic 1980 paper on the topic. It refers to the phenomenon that a human operator develops a sense of being physically present at remote location through interaction with the system's human interface, that is, through the user's action and the subsequent perceptual feedback he or she received via the appropriate teleoperation technology. The concept of telepresence may come from science fiction, since science fiction writers have described conceptual version of virtual reality and telepresence for decades. The term telepresence was coined by Marvin Minsky in 1980 in reference to the teleoperation system for manipulating or remote physical objects. According to Whitmer and Singer, telepresence is defined as the subjective experience of being in one place or environment, even when one is physically situated in another. Telepresence, also called virtual presence, is basically a technique to create a sense of physical presence at a remote location using necessary multimedia such as a sound, vision, and physical object. Telepresence is the use of digital video and networking technology to enable remote individuals to interact as if they were in the same room. The main component of telepresence is use being simulated in a way that they feel like an area, part of remote location. For instance, in corporate settings, meetings between employees who are located in other towns or cities can be conducted using microphones, video cameras, and large video screens. Telepresence, sometimes called remote presence, stands for a conference space dedicated to virtual conferencing. It uses VR technology for merging two locations into one place. It utilizes technology closely related to that of VR. Telepresence is a medium in which transducers such as video cameras and microphones substitute for the corresponding sense of the participant. The participant is able to remotely see and hear from the first person, POV, with the aid of sensing devices in a remote location. The user can interact and affect the remote environment by actions reproduced on the remote end. Telepresence, remote environment by action reproduced on the remote end. Telepresence differs from the general case of VR, representing the physical world as opposed to representing a world that is entirely computer generated. Telepresence is an application that uses VR-related technology to virtual place the user somewhere else in space, whether in an adjoining room or a neighboring planet, perhaps The primary reason the term presence is used by so many VR practitioners is because telepresence had been an established term in the related domain of remote control operations prior to the advent of VR. Tele means distant and present is the state of being present or here. Examples of telepresence include remote manipulation of probes in the deep sea, working with dangerous chemicals, controlling operations on a space probe, or even manipulating surgical instruments just a few feet away. Problems or magnitude can be addressed through the use of telepresence. For example, in the surgical case, a doctor performing an operating using minimal invasive techniques, watching via small video cameras placed inside the body, can have their control precision greatly enhanced.
Access granted.
Video conferencing has come a long way in the past 3 decades. The modern version of video conferencing allows you to have online video communications from almost any locations around the world. The first concepts of video conferencing were developed in the 1870s as part and extension of audio devices. 1870s, concept of transmitting an image alongside audio over wire is born, according to Encyclopedia Britannica. 1927, Bell Labs connects with Washington, D.C. officials and the president of AT&T in New York City via two-way audio connection and one-way video connection. 1935, the word video is coined. Prior to 1935, there was no standard term for video telephone. Phrases like visual radio and sight sound television system were used instead. Video phones slowly entered general usage after 1950. 1956, AT&T creates feature phone prototype and makes first ever video call. Transmits still images every 2 seconds over regular analog public switch telephone network or the PSTN telephone lines. 1964, AT&T's Bell Labs debuted Model 1 feature phone at the World's Fair in New York City and makes first transcontinental video call between 2 venues. Black and white images are sent at the 30 frames per second and viewers have to stay perfectly still to stay in view at the receiving end. In 1967, first known use of video conferencing. 1968, all 3 feature phone locations flopped and dropped. Just 71 calls were made in the first 6 months and 0 calls made in the final year. 1970, AT&T introduces feature phone mode 2 for homes and offices. 1982, Compression's Love AT&T competitor launches CLI-TI as the first commercial group conferencing system. Big and bulky with upfront cost of $250,000 plus each call costs $1,000 per hour. Bigger took up an entire room and cost more than feature phone. Japan creates a link between them and US counterparts for weekly business video meetings. 1988, Mitsubishi creates a feature phone, requires user to pause the conversation, hits 7 and 5.5 seconds later a black and white image appeared on the receivers and conversation could continue. 1989, AT&T chooses FeatureTel for an international video conference for two-way, full motion voice and video connection between FeatureTel headquarters and AT&T office in Paris. Sir Tim Berners-Lee creates the World Wide Web. Quantum Computer Services launches its first instant messaging service. 1996, each network offers public video conferencing facilities for hired companies and clients all over the world. Panasonic creates the world's first cordless video phone promising up to 7 frames per second. The British Telepresence is the desktop video phone with a 6-inch color LCD screen and operated on ICD and phone lines is introduced. ICQ, short for ICQ, is launched by Israeli company Mirabilis in November, allowing users chat one-on-one or in a groups exchange files and search for the other users, laid the groundwork for standalone instant messaging. NetMeeting is launched by Microsoft. 1997, BRVS or the Virtual Room Video Conferencing System is created by Caltech CERN to help scientists collaborate and communicate on the Large Hadron Collider project. AOL Instant Messenger launches, and in 1998, Yahoo Messenger launches. 1999, MSN Messenger launches by Microsoft. 2003, all major instant messaging clients now support video calling. Skype introduced 25% video call with free download and internet access. LifeSize is founded under the name KMB Technologies by Craig Malloy and Michael Kenoyer. 2004, LifeSize makes world's very first HD video conferencing call. Cisco introduced Cisco Call Manager, a video telephony system. Hewlett-Packard introduced Hello Telepresence. 2005, first life-size room is shipped. iFile Video is released. Google Talk launches, allowing easy communication between email contacts. 2010, Apple FaceTime is introduced. LifeSize receives its 20th patent. LifeSize announces LifeSize Video Center, the world's first one-button HD streaming, recording and auto-publishing video solution. Viber launches video calling in December, 5% limit. Sky files for IPO. Google acquires Global IP Solutions, a developer of real-time voice and video technology for IP networks. 2011, BlueJeans Network makes video conferencing service commercially available. Zoom Video Conferencing is founded. Facebook launches Messenger. 2019, life-size icon 700 is honored with 2019 Red Dot Award for Product Design. LifeSize is recognized as a 2019 top-rated web conferencing software by user on TrustRadius. Zoom files for IPO. Video conferencing is an online technology that allows users in different locations to hold face-to-face meetings without having to move to a single location together. This technology is particularly convenient for business users in different cities or even different countries because it saves time, expenses, and hassles associated with business travel. Uses for video conferencing include holding routine meetings, negotiating business deals, and interviewing job candidates. For video conferencing, you can use well-known video calling software such as Google Meets, Zoom, or Microsoft Teams. It is a way to connect people via live video and audio meetings. Video conferencing software is used in many industries including education, government, medical, and business. There are different types of video conferencing systems that can be used for different purposes. The most common way that businesses make use of video conferencing is to be able to conduct meetings with team members or clients on a regular basis and not have the need for them to travel long distance, which can save time and money. It's also a great way for businesses to stay in touch with their clients, as well as have the ability to communicate quickly and effectively. Types of video conferencing. Number 1 is the desktop and mobile video conferencing. The most common use of desktop video conferencing is seen on desktop computers or laptops. Desktop video conferencing is also known as desktop sharing, as it allows users to share their screen, share documents, present slides and video, and so much more. It is a convenient and effective way of communicating with colleges, clients, and customers. The next one is the Telepresence video conferencing. You commonly see this type of communication in the movies, a life-size video conferencing simulation of all the participants in one room on various screen monitors at once. It's the closest representation of a lifelike meeting, where all participants are literally making eye contact with each other. Either the monitors or screens are placed around the desk in a circular shape or display on a screen mounted on the wall. Telepresence is a great way of conducting video conferences, as the participants can feel as if they are in the same room. The last one is the room-based video conferencing. Room-based video conferencing will commonly always take place from one room only for all meetings, either face-to-face or video meetings. Screens and projectors are installed into these rooms permanently. This enables easy access for meetings to occur. The rooms are designed to be fairly large in size so that they can accommodate many people.
Access granted.